There does seem to be one significant difference between the idea of Library of America, of an American Pleiad, as it was first put forward by Wilson and his contemporaries, and the form that it has taken and the ideals that it has realized in those 35 years. For the one thing that I don't think anyone could have adequately anticipated in the early 1980s was the extraordinarily broad range and spectrum of literature that would be included in that American Pleiad. This is not simply a constellation of American stars. This is the entire American cosmos represented on paper. The Library of America has, with extraordinary boldness and conviction, and I ask you all to salute Max and Jeffrey and Cheryl and the rest of the extraordinary team who did that. The Library of America's Evolved not only has brought us standard editions of Melville and Twain and Howells, anthologies of Americans in Paris, of the experience of the First World War, they've also brought unequivocally and boldly and courageously into the mainstream of the American canon detective fiction, science fiction, horror stories, the full range of American expression, musical, my favorite form, in fact, the musical lyrics and musical theater, and have recognized that these things are every bit as much a part of the articulation of American culture as the great masters of American literature are. That was a decision that took great boldness and it took great conviction. It's a decision that I think Edmund Wilson would have applauded, because though Wilson is sometimes wrongly represented as a grand and stuffy pigeon, in fact, if you read his work, no one vibrated more readily to the highest moments in American popular culture than Wilson. One of the first to write about James M. Cain, one of the first to see Hollywood as a great subject in the hands of a Fitzgerald or an Anita Luce, one of the people who understood that the prime roots of American culture, as he wrote memorably in a review of Gene Fowler's book about John Barrymore, had always to resonate with Broadway and Hollywood in the American street. In all of those ways, I think we're blessed to have a Library of America that has taken on that larger task and has seen its role not simply to enshrine and preserve, but to enlarge and protect.